So if you heard or remembered, in that first quote that I read, I mentioned extracellular polymeric substances, which is the actual biofilm. Quote, extracellular polymeric substances, EPSs, are natural polymers of high molecular weight secreted by organisms into their environment. These establish the functional and structural integrity of biofilms and are considered the fundamental component that determines the physiochemical properties of a biofilm. So basically, these are the wastes, the excretions of whatever the extracellular organism is. So it's basically the waste products of the bacteria, viruses, parasites, mold, fungus. But I'd mentioned in one of my videos about getting a oxybosh done and how there was biofilm in my oxybosh. The biofilm, as I said, it will travel everywhere. It's definitely going to be in the blood. That's how it makes its way into all the different places, you know, it travels around. When it gets into the oxybosh tube, they then put it into ozone. Biofilm that comes into the port, there was a question about, like, do they filter out the biofilm before they put it into your body? That's a great question, because they do not. And now there are two sides to this. So the first one is that the theory is when you pull it out, you put it into the triple oxygen molecule, it not only oxygenates the blood, but it kills the pathogens. It's directly hitting the pathogens, and what happens is it's actually breaking up the biofilm. It's breaking up the biofilm, and then it's killing the bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi that are in there, pathogens that are in there, and it is allowing, when it gets put back through the blood into your body, down through the bag, it is actually becoming a vaccine, because now your body is actually recognizing all of these microorganisms, these pathogens that were in the biofilm, but couldn't see them because they were covered in all the gunk. So now it's finally recognizing them, and it's sending out signals and alerts to your body, which is why you might get like fevers, you might get you know, rashes, you might get all these things that you weren't having before, pains, because it's actually sending off a signal that you do have an infection. Whereas before it was hiding in this and your body didn't even recognize that it was there. So it's actually making somewhat of its own vaccine. Second thing about this is, that's a theory, and I do believe that some of that is true. If you have a ton of this biofilm, like there was a girl next to me who had basically like cottage cheese looking biofilm coming out into her oxybosh the other day. And now that, I don't know. So there is actually a machine being developed right now for it to be filtered. It's, to my understanding, somewhat of a dialysis type machine where it actually filters your blood, cleans it out, and actually puts things into your blood to help you fight off whatever infection that it is. So that's another thing that isn't out yet, but it seems like it's right on the horizon.